Hey guys, couple of months ago or so, they played a tennis tournament in Acapulco, the Mexico Open, and one of the players, the guy that is actually number 3 in the world, he got too emotional during a doubles match, and he had done something that I had never seen before, which is like actually being physically aggressive towards the chair umpire, which is very, very serious. You can get serious penalizations for that. I think he was gonna be banned from playing tournaments for 2 months. Which in I think it's a very, very. I mean, that was not really something that I was expecting. Something a lot more strict. Probably I don't know, more than that. Probably 3 or 4 months at least. Obviously he didn't know what he was doing in the moment. I mean, and I'm not defending him, but what I'm saying is he didn't know. That means that the emotions got complete control of him, and he was not measuring the consequences. And I think that has happened to all of us at a certain point in life, that we have done things that we just lost it, and we did something that was real stupid, but we have lost total control of ourselves to the point that we didn't think about the consequences. So why does that happen to us? Why do sometimes we're so happy or so mad, and we make decisions in that moment, and then we're like, why did I say yes? Why did I say no? Why did I accept that? Why did I do that? And so I wanted to give you I give you a little bit of information of how the mind works when we get too emotional. And the first one is that a very aroused or very highly emotional mind or brain, when that happens to you, you're not logic, you're not congruent, you're not objective. You just lose everything that is smart in you, and in a few words, it makes you stupid. That's the first thing that you notice, that it just makes you stupid. It just makes you do things that you're not really filtering, let's say, in your mind, like, okay, this is what could happen if I do this. No, you just, like I say, we all have been through those moments when we just lost it and we did something really stupid, or we're overjoyed with something, and then we do something stupid as well. Okay. This happens regardless of the emotion. It can happen whether you're really happy, when you're really hungry, when you're really angry, and especially when you are fearful. And I'm gonna give you some information about the fearful factor just in 1 second. This is not something that respects age, like, oh, I'm a mature person or not. This happens to people, whether you're a kid, you're a teenager, you're a young adult, you're an elder. I mean, it happens from people between 5, 10 to 90, 95, or 100 years old. Everybody, every person, regardless of the age, they can lose control. It has happened. Of course, it depends on how good you are handling your emotions, but the fact is that it happens regardless of your age. It can happen regardless of the age. Okay. Nowadays, medicine, science, they are capable of taking pictures of the brain when it's emotional. A brain that is happy, they say that 15 areas of a happy brain are illuminated or bright when that happens. That's what they see in the pictures. 15 areas. They say when you get mad, more than 15 areas light up, in the brain. But they say the one it's fear that lights up the most areas in the brain, which are 20, and they say 20 areas is pretty much your entire brain is lit up, the entire brain. So fear is the one emotion that it just completely invades or takes over the brain more than joy and more than anger. Okay. When we're happy, we release dopamine. Dopamine is the happiness chemical, let's say, and that's, they say, the more dopamine you release, the more stupid you become. We become stupidized pretty much when we release a lot of dopamine. They say that's when you become really incongruent, and that's when you have to be we have to be careful when we're making decisions, whether we're angry, whether we're overjoyed or fearful. But they say many times we get carried on in the in the moment because of joy, and that is not good. Okay. And another thing is that one thing that happens with the brain is that it gets smarter with the strong emotions. That's why we remember those moments that are important in your life. If you're a parent, you probably remember very well the day your son or your daughter was born. You probably remember the day you met your girlfriend, the day you met your wife. You probably remember the day you left the town when you moved away with your parents, and you remember very well your first day of school because you were very fearful and all that. So that's what happens with the emotions. That's why we remember those trips and all those days, those events that are very emotional for us, because they end up being so ingrained in the brain that it doesn't let him go. It's easy to remember that. Like everybody, the perfect example is a lot of people remember on September 11th when that happened, where they were and what they were doing, because that was a day that nobody will ever forget. So anyways, I just wanted to give you those tips about what happens to us when we let ourselves be taken over by strong emotions and what the consequences can be. All right, this is something that of course we see is very common to see it, whether you're an athlete on your field, or if you're not an athlete as well. So just pay attention to that. Okay, I hope it helps, guys. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.